my Honda headliner has totally had it. I tried to re-glue it several times with some 3M adhesive, but it just didn't do it. Kept falling back down, riding with the windows down sometimes, make it flap and blow. But as you can see, I cut most of it out because it was falling down and I couldn't see out of the back. So today we are going to remove this headliner. This is a 2007 Honda Accord. And it's pretty much the same kind of tabs and handles and light fixtures that you have to remove to remove a headliner in most other Hondas. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to start off by removing the dome light here. And in the rear of the dome light, of this one at least, you have to get, they have a plastic tool you can use so you don't scratch anything up. But I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver just to get behind there and prise those two tabs out. There's two tabs. Remove that without trying to break it. Then if you'll notice inside there's two screws that are going to have to come out. So either use a Phillips head screwdriver or it's an 8mm socket. Just remove both of those. And then there should be an electrical connection for this fixture that you'll have to unplug. Just be careful not to mess up or break any wires on any of these electrical connections so that you can re-plug it back in whenever you reinstall the headliner. Also make sure you secure all screws somewhere where they won't get lost. They can fall down below the seats or other places, so you want to make sure that you get all screws out and accounted for so that you'll be able to put them all right back in. Now that just comes right out, and then there's an electrical connection. There's a little connector right there that you just have to pry up and then slide it loose. What you can do is unhook the wire from the rear. Then you should be able to just push that in and pull it out with ease. Next is this map light sunglass holder. There's some screws up inside the sunglass holder, but then also you're going to have to remove these lenses to get underneath two other screws that are underneath there. And again, they make plastic devices that you can prise these open with, but all I have today is a flathead screwdriver. So you want to kind of see there's the pivot points right here, so that's kind of where you want to try to pry from. Just be careful and not to break these things. Prise these open, and then as you can see, it's that same 8mm or Phillips head screw underneath that you can get to. You just want to be careful. Like I said, gently prise these open. As you can see, I still have the battery connected up, but it'd probably be a good idea to unhook your battery so you don't get shocked. I don't know why I haven't done that yet. But again, as you can see, there's a screw here, and then up with inside there are two other, looks like 8mm. Those are non-Phillips head screws that we will remove. So now I have that out. As you can see, there's a clip right there. You have to push in electrical connection. You have to push it in and remove it right out, and then you should be able to take that whole matte light assembly out. Okay, next we need to remove both of these visors. Need to come out, and as you notice, it has an electrical mirror there with lights, so it's going to have an electrical connection of a cord coming down through here. So you want to make sure to be careful when you remove it, not to bust or break that connection or in there. So first, we're just going to pull this off, and we'll have to remove that little clip right there. And in there, there's a little space in the back where you can insert a screwdriver and just press down press the little clip inside there, and then this thing rotates. And then it pops out. So you just press that clip and then rotate, and then it pops out. Again, try to keep all these pieces you can clear certain spots so that you can do it again. Okay, now we'll move over to this side. Of course, there's going to be a little cover right here that needs to be pulled down and removed to get to the Phillips head screw underneath there. If you can see it, there's two Phillips head screws there that are going to have to be removed. And again, there will be an electrical wire connector that's running down through here to the mirror, so make sure that once you pull it out, you don't lose it. Actually, that looks like a flathead or a star. So, a torque wrench. So we'll try to figure that out. So you can see, after I've removed those two screws, and it turned out they were torque screws, or I just used a flathead screwdriver. But again, there's an electrical connection here. You just have to press the clip and remove it, and just be careful not to break those. You have to remove both those visors, and then we'll move on to the next. Alright, so next we have the oh crap handles above each door that we'll have to remove. There's 4 of them in this car, 4-door. So you got to remove all 4 of those. So you just pull those down, and then underneath that little cap are the same Phillips head or 8mm screws. Just remove each of those and then remove the handle. And then that's the last thing we have to do before we try to prise out this headliner. So I'm going to remove all 4 of those, and then we'll see about getting this thing out of here. Alright, so now that we have everything, all the hardware removed and screws, now it's just basically sitting up in here, and we have to just kind of prise it away from all these different places that it's tucked in here. You just want to try to be careful, make sure not to tear it or bend it or anything. Again, there's plastic tools that you can use to prise up in here, do different things. But again, I don't have any of that plastic tools. You're just going to have to get up inside there and try to prise it out in different spots. Alright, so I've pulled it all the way out. As you can see the side curtain airbags and such in there. You really don't want to try to mess with any of that stuff. Try to keep it intact without hurting it. But now I'm just going to kind of try to bend this thing without creasing it and messing it up too much, and slide it out the passenger side rear door. Fold it by, folding the front seats down a little bit, and then I'm going to pull it out this right rear door.